Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers. Welcome to another edition of Airy Sky Rita Lee's video blog. First, we're going to get the prepping out of the way, so if anything else gets going, you guys can basically be happy to get the prepping done first. I was watching the updates, on the King and stuff like that, and I was wondering about some other stuff. So let's get the prepping list done first. We could speed this up really fast. I'm checking my Instagram. So 14 hours ago, Zoe left a message. She went to leave so she can go party, and spend some money and enjoy herself. So hopefully she had a great night. As you can see with me, I just had a bath, so I'm drying off. Figured I would get the prepping done quickly so we can get out of here. So I still got to transfer some stuff over onto from my birthday list over to the book list. Some of it is stuff that I need to talk to Mike about today. So we got a big thing going down. So let's just get the prepping list started. So deodorant, some deodorant went up, some went down in price. Soups went up in price again. So just to let you know, soup went up in price again. Paper plates, plastic forks went down in price. Hand sanitizer went up. Sourdough starter went up. Those little bread pans went down. The little bread pans or meatloaf pans, as I call them. Your oil lamp and your lanterns, your kerosene lanterns, or your paraffin lanterns. Or your oil lanterns, as they call it, lamp oil lanterns, have gone down in price. Candle holders stayed the same. WD-40 went up in price. Some laundry soap went down in price. Remember, I just used Tide, so whatever you see in the preppers list is actually what brands that I use. So this is just a model for you all to prep. Ziploc bags went up in price. Got to get some more of those this month anyways. We use a lot of Ziploc bags. Food, fruits, dried fruits, raisins, etc. Craisins went up in price. Your protein shakes went up in price. Some went down in price. A lot of people have been asking me, Rita, what's with the protein shakes? Well, the protein shakes are literally something you save in case you don't have any meats. They have proteins. They condense it into a protein shake, which is your last line of defense when you run out of meat. That's why I keep telling you to try to get your canned meats now before it gets too late. So, anywho, with that said, we have a lot to cover and little time to get it done because I have things to do until 2 p.m. So, for some of you out there, I'm just brushing my hair, taking a quick. Nuts went up in price. Nuts are another form of protein. Got an email this morning. Checked my email. Didn't check it last night. Higgins is busy scanning. Hopefully, out of love for my brother, the scanner doesn't break. I was thinking of that this morning. If he's got hundreds of thousands of stuff to scan, he's going to be spanning all month. But, he's got my support to get disability. So, and if Higgins is watching this morning, my apologies. We just were basically having a little fun last night. So, no, I wasn't drunk. We were just having fun, by the way, people. And I timed him out for 5 minutes, and it kind of upset him. Well, Tone said, assert your authority as the bear. Well, we did. So, anyways, truly, we're having a serious conversation this morning. So, flour has gone up in price. Again, flour is going through the roof because of it. So, all flour, your cooking oil, your corn oil, peanut oil, canola oil, vegetable oil, etc. gone up. Your spray oil too. Sardines have gone up. Your non-essential items are still the same, by the way, in the preppers list. Non-essentials like digital to or analog to digital converters. You can ask, well, why is it? Well, if there's no power outage and you have a portable TV that has built-in antenna, you're more likely to, with the digital analog converter, to get television through your portable TV over, but you can also use a digital analog converter too if you have an analog TV. The digital converter signal is kind of cheesy and choppy. I remember buying one that was supposed to reach all the way to Seattle and it didn't reach anywhere. So emergency survival kits have gone down in price. So on that, peanut butter has gone up in price. Some Vienna sausages sold out. Your canned chunk chicken breasts have gone up in price. Some are sold out. So just be careful. The ones that are available, the price has, most of it's raised. There's a few that's lowered. Vienna sausages have gone up in price, like I said. Now to your tuna has gone up in price, and um, your mackerel went down in price a little bit. Your smoked oysters, your kippered snacks, some of them are sold out, some are available. Most of the kippered snacks has gone up. Your sardines have gone up. Your smoked baby clams, your scallops, they went up. I mean, literally, we're covering everything this morning. So, um, you know, your non-essentials like compasses and stuff like that. Your vitamins are selling out. So just to let you know, your vitamins are selling out. Your daily vitamins. If you don't have your protein shakes and you don't have all that, you better get some um, vitamins. Your other stuff, your paracords, your um, needles are literally up there in price. So yeah, I mean, it went down in price. So they're going down. Your duct tape too. Your yeast, your dry yeast, your dry yeast, your brown sugar, your white sugar, and your powdered sugar has gone up. I don't know what people use powdered sugar for, but we'll get to the comments in case there is any comments. So hopefully you guys are tuning in because we're gonna. Real maple syrup went up in price. Your dry seasonings, your poultry seasoning, your black pepper, your salt, your table salt, your non salt that's not sea salt has gone up. Your bouillon cube has gone up. Your batteries have stayed the same. For you men and women out there that use body wash, bar soap, dish soap, laundry soap, those are all essential, so they're up in price. I mean, literally, they're going through the roof. Shaving cream has gone up in price, except for one set of shaving cream, which was down. Razor blades keep going up. Literally, they're going through the roof. They're essential. We'll continue. Your acetaminophen, your naproxen, and ibuprofen down in price. Your fishing lures up in price. Your fishing kits for fly fishing and so forth up in price. Your canning pots, half your canning pots are sold out. The other thing is your canning jars have dropped. So today would be a good day to get your canning jars if you want. Um, your World Band radios, same price. So we'll just get that. Your first aid kits have gone up in price. So better get those when you can. Your survival books, your coolers went up in price. Some coolers are sold out. Your ramens, they went up between $1 and $4 a case. So case is 24. Um, um, some toilet paper today, the Charmin went down in price, so you might want to grab some TP when you can. Most of the TP has gone up, so I'm just some toilet paper like the Charmin Ultra sold out. So I'm gonna let you know if some things are sold out. The Brownie pick a size 6 double rolls sold out. So paper towels are going through the roof price wise. So your Denny Moore stew gone up in price. Your little regular and hickory smoked and so forth, beanie weenies, they've gone up in price. Your Vandy Camp's pork and beans gone up in price. Um, your baked beans used to be 24 packs. Some of them are sold out. Bush's is sold out. Some of them Some of your B&M baked beans have gone up in price. Some went down. Your other bushes went up in price. Like I said, your Vandy Camps um, beans went up in price. So your playing cards have gone it stayed the same. Actually, they dropped. So playing cards have dropped. I keep telling you guys get playing cards if you want to keep your kids entertained if there's a power outage. So just in case. Your Voss and other waters have gone up in price. So your Fiji, your Wakia, etc. All your bottled water up in price. So just think of it that way. There is this water shortage. Just think of it in the Midwest. So you got to think the water is going through the thing. Your AA batteried electric shavers like your Braun, your Rolco, your Remington, your Barbasol, etc. They have gone up in price again because razor blades are getting harder to get. So your coffee some coffee just came back in stock. So your coffees that I chose the cheapest coffee around. Some of them down in price, some of it just went through the roof. So your cast iron skillet. A lot of people say, well, what's the cast iron skillet for? It's because the Dutch oven. So if the power goes out, you can use a camping stove and you can make your bread, you make your yeast and everything in a Tupperware container. I should add Tupperware container set to the prepping list. So then you can use the Tupperware to rise your bread and then throw it in the into the cast iron pot, and then you can make your bread. So other things have gone down. Canned meat, some canned meats went down. Your rolled oats went down. Tea went up. Some of your Keebler cracker sandwich that goes are sold out. Some have gone down in price. Some down in price. Your Ritz crackers have gone up in price. Your evaporated milk and your condensed milk has gone up in price. Your Keebler crackers have gone up in price. Some mac and cheese all the mac and cheese went down in price, so it's a good time to cash in up mac and cheese. Your goldfish crackers have gone up in price. Higgins, being funny that he is, I guess I turned him on the idea of buying crackers for him to prep. Good for you, Higgins. Proud of you. So basically, he asked me how come it's nearly $10. Well, it's a grocery store thing, unless you're gonna, spend $6.50 a month for Amazon Prime, which I do. I basically have my food stamps when I use my food stamps to cover my supplies I need for the month, which means all my food gets delivered, so I don't have to leave. Coats, percolators have gone down in price. The propane coffee maker went up in price. Bunny food, dog food has gone through the roof. So be wary for your pets when you're prepping. Your beef sticks, your beef jerkies have gone up in price. It's protein again. Your pistachio nuts, scanners have gone up in price. By the way, like I said, all your nuts have gone up because it is a protein thing. Your corned beef hash, your corned beef, that's gone up in price. Your certain corned beef imported has sold out. Some corned beef has gone up in price. Some corned beef has dropped, so it's time to get corned beef if you need to. Your little canned meat, some of the canned meat stayed the same. Your Danish cams, some are dropping in price right now. Spam staying the same currently, but problem is it's the wait list. Your macaroni and cheese dinners stayed the same. Some mac and cheese dinners went up in price. Your ramen went up in price again. One set of ramen up here. The other one stayed the same. Your suddenly salad mix has gone down in price. Some of the coffee I put in here again at the bottom of the list sold out. Your milk powder, your your powdered butter gone up in price again. Your emergency food pails, that's what we're calling it, our buckets, they're down in price. Your dehydrated foods down in price. Your the Some of your stuff, like the scrambled eggs, went up $30 a can. So basically, you're dehydrated or you're camping type long term scrambled eggs. If you like scrambled eggs, have gone up in price. Other things went up in price, like freeze dried stuff. Those are all up in price. So just taking emergency food storage kits, they went down in price. Your food pail, again, your current food pails, they're down in price. Your lentils down in price. Your black beans went down in price. By the way, black beans right now is a good time to get it because black bean pails are approximately $130. So just to let you know, your other freeze dried stuff has gone down in price. So your freeze dried fruits in a pail, they went down. Just remember the food preppers pails. They are literally, excuse me for 1 second, they are literally less calories and, as Fanny said, not that very tasty. So excuse me. Got to clean my ears real quick. I just had a bath, so hopefully my ears aren't that clogged. So the food bucket kits that you buy for emergency preparedness, they don't give you the calories you need, and they might not be that tasty. Moderator Fanny was talking about that. So apparently they say Q-tips are a bad idea to clean your ears because the cotton can get into your ears. Hopefully it's not true. I don't want any more infections or whatever. Feeling about 40% better, by the way, in my health. So just so you know, I'm getting better. So think that's the sleep I'm getting that's helping me fight off whatever it was. So, yep, this ear is always clogged for some reason. I don't know why this ear produces more wax every day. So, anyways, there we go. Let's go. Um, anyways, your freeze dried meats and stuff, they're up in price. Your certain chicken meals and stuff that comes with rice and stuff, that's down in price. Your your freeze dried beef went down. Your vegetables and so forth have gone down, like onions. Then butter powder, like I said, it's gone up in price. Your powdered milks, one brand powder milk went down, but it's not really powdered milk. It's more of a whey product. There's double sleeping bags in case power goes out. Double sleeping bags for 2 people, keep you nice and toasty. They're the same price. Swiss Army knife tools down in price. Your backpack stayed the same. Tents, some of them sold out. Some of them went up in price. Some went down in price. So your lanterns, again, have gone up in price. Your camp stoves are either sold out or going to be sold out. And some of the camp stoves that are propane have gone up in price. Your army blanket or wool blanket is pretty much gone down in price. Your matches have gone down in price. Your pancake mix, the other day I was telling Chloe I wanted pancakes. Let me tell you, those pancakes were delicious, chocolate chip. Your 30-day supply of food bucket has gone down in price. So your food bucket. So I will give you guys a copy of the list in a second, and you guys can realize that the list is ready for you to view. And just remember, it's a model that we put together. I might do Tupperware containers. Depends on the moderators what they think, because Tupperware container could come in handy, and zip bags, but you want more Tupperware container, because I don't think Fanny might be able to tell us, but I don't think when it comes to the on prepping, how you prep bread, rising bread in a Ziploc bag before you put it in your baking pan. Trust me, I don't know anything about making bread that much, except you got to wait for time for it to rise, and then you basically turn around and you do it. So anything you look up on Amazon, if you have food stamps or not, make sure to check your local stores, check your pricing. The best tip today for you preppers is, if you go grocery shopping, make your list of everything you usually use every week or every month, and compare it with online to see if it's cheaper, because you're going to basically be happy to know that pricing goes up or goes down. So for the rest of you out there, I hope you have a wonderful day. And I'm going to cover now on the section with prepping. We have 5 days until there might be a strike from the railroad. So that means your food supplies might be delayed. They say that could take a critical blow to the economy, and two is it could also critically blow either in the Republican or Democrats' favors in the election. So take that with a grain of salt this morning, okay, for what I'm saying. So for the rest of you out there, I wanted to say, just remember your bottled water. People are like, how come the water is so expensive? Because there's a water shortage in Utah and Nevada, California, Arizona, I think, and some of this water is down south in Louisiana. So the water is being short. They're doing. To me, honestly, I'm gonna just say this because it's my channel, my opinion. It could be, what do you call it? It could be done on purpose to test to see how much people can stand before they freaking flip. With the water system, could be just basically, natural. All we know is when I take a bath, I usually conserve the water. So, like Chloe, she'll drain the tank every time, 90-minute plus shower. I will basically run the water for about 2 to 3 inches, scrub down, and then I'll run the water again for another 1 or 2 inches. Then I turn it off, and then I finish up, shaving legs and stuff. And then afterwards, I turn the tanks by then it's fully heated again, and then I just take a quick shower to wash my hair, and then lather once more with the soap, and then I'm done. And then that's less water used, and I conserve the water. Some people say, oh well, you must be really conservative. You got to think about the water shortages to realize that if you're willing to sacrifice your own bath time and shower time to make sure everyone else in the world has water, then yeah, I mean, literally, there's people that are selfish that just say take. I'm not saying Chloe is. I'm not going to basically be a little Chloe in any shape or form, but I'm talking about in general. There's people that are quickly in, quickly out of the shower. Me, I conserve the water. I conserve the water like no end, and because of that, I also conserve it because of the electric bill. So, on another note, some of you preppers out there have said to me, boss, what's going on with the the other tips of entertainment? Well, let me give you a thing. I'm looking into putting Tupperware containers once I talk to the moderating team, a portable DVD player so you can watch your movies, but just remember I might have to even add a power brick because Higgins is like, oh, you need a power brick. It depends on the price. If you guys got to pay $300 for a power brick to charge your phone if the power went out, it would be kind of vain, because what if power goes out and then your power brick's drained because you decided to charge your computer and your laptop and your DVD player and your whatever, and et cetera, et cetera. I mean, literally, you got to look at the big picture, big picture. And so that is why you got to ask yourself, you know, So last night, I got a joke for you guys. So last night, I tell people if this information's useful to you for you new preppers, you can always donate to the San Juan Island Prepper at Yahoo or AOL email, and I can put the gift cards if you want to donate gift cards to put towards um, purchasing the stuff that you might want me to test, for you guys. So just the share that with you, So we got like gift cards and, but that's only if you are interested in this information, find info useful. So just to let you know. A lot of people have said, what's going on with, you know, um, the entertainment. Well, we can add a DVD player. We can add, a Blu-ray player. We can add all those things. Oh, has Panasonic come out with a portable Blu-ray player yet? I don't know, because I remember when the DVD player came out. The first one was Panasonic, costed like $2,000. The second one was $1,000. Then everyone started copying the information for cheaper. So think of it from that point of view. So Anyways, I don't want to make this video too long, but you got to keep prepping, because if there is a delay in the shipping of the freight trains, that means everything's delayed. You're talking car chips, car parts, gasoline, fuel, propane, kerosene, acetylene, um, paraffin. And before we continue, oils, paints, car oils, anything big and bulky, arcades, pinball machines, you name it. Trucks are not going to be able to carry the loads that is. So you're going to see not just the freight trains delayed, but you're going to also see delays in your shipping, because you got certain trucks for UPS, certain trucks for FedEx, certain trucks for DHL, used to be Airborne Express, and so forth and so on. But what if they all delayed? Trucks were allocated for Walmart, trucks for Amazon, trucks for Target, trucks for Kroger, trucks for rallies, you name it, they have it. So think of it from that point of view. Everything will be delayed. So unless they get their act together 5 days, you're going to see everyone start to panic buy once they say that the supply demand is going to be that. And then let's just say they do go on strike, right? They can't come to a deal and Congress is busy. You're going to see panic buying. You're going to see prices go through the roof miserably. Now, Zoe, she asked me a question the other day. Bless Zoe's heart. She's probably writing away this morning. I'm not going to be on her TV. I get to make fun of Zoe from time to time. I love Zoe dearly. She knows this. Zoe can laugh at me due to the fact that, she she emailed me or left a comment on several people left comments. I want to answer those this morning because it has to protrude to the topic we're talking about this morning. A lot of you say, oh, well, you're see, when I get into the prepping part of the video, I need to continue with the prepping part. I don't need to continue extending it to, things, about prepping. We also go into like Friday night was karaoke night and a few drinks, and we were just having fun, So, because, I have an inner circle of people that literally, So Tony, he said thanks, again, like the God bless thing because of the whole thing with the Queen. Tony, if you're watching this, brother, I want you to know out of love for you and your people that let's just, before we point fingers and see if the monarchy is going to stay afloat, let's just see how Charles and the Queen consort handle things, because it could be that the monarchy might dissolve after Charles and it leaves, Willie with no kingdom to rule. So someone was talking about some stupid comment that I'm not going to answer. The video is like 12 years old, so I'm not going to go there. I can pin it, So they're talking about androgynous, So several of the people have posted like Fanny says, sorry to hear you got the beer virus. Yeah, I have. I'm still healing. I'm 40% better. So my head's getting cleared, but not too cleared, That digital preppers say it's good to see more preppers out there spreading more information. Stay safe out there. Well, thanks, They should not have recalled your grog. Screw FedEx, President Winston King's Market. Don't forget extra socks, shoes, boots, underwear, shoe repair glue. Yeah. I didn't put shoes because, on that, and then, this was 3 weeks ago or so. Let's see, screw FedEx. Where's the comments? Already you got the beer virus. Promos them. Love this hat. She's talking about the cowboy hat. Hello, young person. Marcus flipping. Zoe likes men, but always treasure friendship, but always entertaining. Rita, yeah, well, Rita likes Zoe, and as Dad would say, love is love. Okay. Zoe says 5 days ago, good morning. Then we got great video as usual. Hello. This one is the thing. Do you have to test? Well, do we have to test nukes? It can't be good for the environment. Well, technically, they were testing a long-range rocket from California Tony, and the secret was it wasn't an armed nuclear warhead. They were testing it with like simulating with multiple warheads connected, apparently, for whatever reason, and the Air Force decided to leak it because I think the Air Force is trying to say, look, we're going to test this long range missile without the nuclear warhead to make a point to President Putin. I wonder how long before they admit we're in a recession. That is the one that I wanted to answer. So basically, the word recession, they're just basically trying to keep the word recession out of the equation, because once you say recession, prices go up. So what they're doing is they're sitting there using that word, but if they get another third quarter growth of recession, there's a problem, because there's two problems here with recession. And that means, people are going to start prepping more, which means they're going to be emptying the grocery stores, knowing one, the word recession was used, and two, they're going to prep if you guys see the trains delayed, or they go on strike, the railroad workers go on strike, then you're going to see everyone panic buying, like you said. They're going to panic buy, jacking the price up, and then people are going to say, oh, it's the recession. Problem is they can't say it's a recession if everyone panic buys because there's a strike. Everyone, in my opinion, in this channel needs to know, as a prepper, you got to worry about those things. People don't talk about it. People just say, oh, tree's full of crap. Really? I'm full of crap? I'm the one that basically gets up every day of the day, devoting my time to give you the current prices of it. I know what I'm talking about. I mean, look, if you go to the grocery store like Higgins did, okay, God bless Higgins. Yeah, hopefully he'll forgive me for that little prank we pulled last night. But honestly, when it comes to Higgins, he had the right to ask if it was right price for a 30-ounce thing at $10 for a can of this. I mean, literally, I'm paying $6 right now on Amazon for this. So think of it, $6 for crackers, or $6 for crackers, or $10 at the store. You got to think Amazon will keep it lower as long as possible, because a lot of people want to, a lot of people are worried. People are saying, hey, well, I can't go through Amazon because I don't want to pay the $6.50 a month. It's not just the free shipping you get for the $6.50 a month. You also get the Amazon free shipping. You get the food stamps if you put your card on file. I have, and then you also have the ability to do other things. Give me 1 second, please. Then there's the other issue we have, which is the meat shortage. We're gonna have a meat shortage soon due to the fact that farmers have a wheat shortage. They can't feed the grain, and some farmers can't pay the $1 million or more for the fertilizer. So we're gonna have a fruits and vegetable shortage, as well as meat shortage in 2023. So another reason to prep. But when it comes to these people sitting there thinking, oh, there's a strike, the government will help. Government could either use it against us or for us when it comes to the election. No one knows which way the election is going to go, So when you prep, you got to prep. Now, if you live in an area where you have plenty of water, buy yourself a water purification filter system. If you're worried about the filtration system, buy yourself bottled water, stack it up. Just remember, you need to do something soon. Now, with Amazon, they give you free shipping. If you have your food stamps on file, you buy your food stamps, you use it, you get more food that way than do it. But you know what? Some people sit there and say, well, Rita, I wouldn't want to buy 8 cases of canned meats. I don't want to buy 6 or 8 cases of ramen, and I don't want to buy this, or this. Truth is, if you don't do it, you're screwed. And if you do it, you're screwed. It's any way to look at it. Which way are you going to go so you're not screwed? You see where I'm going with this? The big picture is why. You see, you can either prep for yourself, make sure you and your family are taken care of, or you could prep not for your family and yourself. And don't like that the government gives you something when an SHTF situation hits. For me, prepping is the best way. You can basically have a lot of stuff brought in and you don't have to worry. Now, Amazon's got problems and they have shipping problems. The best other preppers tool I'm going to give you today is a little secret that I do all the time for some of you is check Walmart. Last time I checked Walmart the other day, it was like 3 days ago, it was still pickup only. So Walmart's got short staffs for the warehouse and not shipping everything. So if Walmart's not shipping everything, what's that tell you about the American people? Think about it. You sit there and you think everything's gravy. Everything's gravy. But is it truly gravy? I mean, think about it. Someone like me, Chloe will come out after she wakes up fully and she'll be like, "Are you hungry?" See, I'm a picky eater. So, I could basically eat a can of soup right now and be happy as a clam for the rest of the day. So, to me, the problem isn't the soup. It's the problem of other things. Like every soup I eat right now, it's not salty enough. See, they're trying to force you to buy soups, but they're also forcing it to say that too much salt's not good. So see where I'm going with this? The preppers got to realize that your long life soup's not getting a longer life anymore because they less and less salt. So you got to think about what's going to happen for the future. So what's that tell you? Tells you right then and there, start prepping now before food prices go through the roof because there is a food shortage due to a railroad / engineer / freight strike. Now, what happens in the strike? Okay, let's picture this. What if Congress doesn't want to move? They sit there and they say, "Oh, we're not going to move." And then all of a sudden, nothing moves. A week later, nothing moves. Backed up warehouses, backed up things getting worse. Factories can't stack up stuff. Factories will have to start laying off people temporarily until then the factories, people in the factories, and it goes and complains to Congress and says, "Look, we want happiness. We want our job. We want this." But then the industry is not moving fast enough. Why? Because the railroad engineers want more money. If people on food stamps can basically live freely and get free rent, free food, water, sewer, garbage, electricity, internet, cell phone, then they should at least get 20%. I think they should get 25 to 30% for all the hard work they're doing while everyone's sitting at home. That's my true opinion. So what happens? They delay it. It can either go in the Democrats or the Republicans' hands. See, the Republicans would love it. Raise the prices so much and then blame the Democrats because they allowed blame the Democrats for not making a deal. Because, they're all on supposedly vacation. And now with the Queen's passing, there's going to be more trouble, Not the matters with me, I do worry about the country of England. But with my heart goes out to everyone in England and the Commonwealth. So she was a nice lady and, and from what I know, is a great lady, So point being is if there's a delay, that means their food's delayed, which means your food shipments go down. People will panic buy and make sure they get it before. Think of it this way, how it's going to play out. Okay, I'm going to give you the entire scenario. Makes it to the 15th, my mom's birthday, and they say, "Oh, Russian today," and then the next day, the 16th, railroad workers, could be Amtrak's fully delayed too. I don't know how Amtrak works, so just bear with me. Let's just say the entire rail network's grinding halt. Then people hear about it. They rush to their local grocery stores. Grocery stores will be picked clean within 2 or 3 days. Then As Higgins said it. Let me just give you Higgins' advice. Sorry, brother, if we were having a little fun last night, so hopefully you can forgive us. So then Higgins said it best himself the other day. What happens if the the delays? Yeah, this is based off of no electricity, right? And people carry cash on the barrel. Higgins says, "Oh, cash is king." Yes, it is, but a lot of people don't want to transmit cash because of the coronavirus or monkeypox. So let's not go over the viruses right now, right? So let's just do it this way, okay? So they turn around, right, as Higgins said, and Higgins is wise too, to a point. He said, quote unquote, if the stores were picked clean in 2 to 3 days, there's a problem if there's a power outage. Or think of, let's break it down for you in the same terms. Natural disasters coming. Say there's a massive blizzard that's gonna pummel all of the Midwest, including Higgins area, and all the grocery stores are picked clean. Higgins, he can survive. He's got enough food in his basement for probably 3 years. But jokingly aside, he doesn't worry. But then he taps into his food. Meanwhile, what happens for the rest of the American people, right? The American people see the Midwest has hurricanes and all these things saying natural disaster, hurricanes coming, people start stockpiling, going to the grocery store, stripping it clean. Then after the disaster, they got two problems. They got to clean up, and then they got to call in the warehouse to see if the warehouse can ship some more stuff to restock. So if there is no warehouses to ship the restock because the trains are delayed, or not running because there's no thing. Then what happens when there's a situation? I mean, look, let me break it down to you, okay? So if there's a food delay and a freight delay of all foods, because we don't have enough truck chassis and cooling gens to basically get everything moved in a timely manner, right? And with California's new laws and their trucks, it's really crippling the Californians. Even Pee Wee said that. But once the warehouse gets stripped, once the stores get stripped, and the warehouse starts distributing it to the stores, the warehouses will be empty. Then what happens when you can't refill the warehouse and the store sells out again? You see, it's basically continuing. The stores go closed, the warehouses are closed, the employees can't work. Meanwhile, the delay in the trains. Meanwhile, what happens? Well, there's a new SHTF situation. No food means people go hungry. And when people go hungry, they start to loot, riot in the streets. Army National Guard's called out. President goes, "Oh, well, we're going to declare martial law because of it." Think of it. This could be what they're working on right now. They know that if they have a food pandemic and no one's prepping, the survivors will survive, but the ones that don't survive, there'll be anarchy, chaos in the streets. There'll be the beautiful wifey Zoe is going to basically be boarded up, locked up with a crossbow in her hand and a longbow next to her bed, basically making sure no one gets to where she's living on her in her apartment, condo, house, whatever, where she lives. She never told me she lives in a house. But she'll be guarding that door, blocking it, not going out, living on her rations until something stabilizes in the country. By the way, hon, if you have the money, so if you're watching this later and I'm playing my game until 2, you might want to get a scanner just in case, honey pie. I mean, I know, it might be best if there's something coming down the pipe. For some of you out there, the scanner will be your best tool if something happens. You listen to the police, fire, EMS, Department of Transportation, military bands, everything. You can know exactly what's going on before the people. But if you don't buy one, and there is power, you're going to be using a lot of your time on NBC, CBS, ABC, PBS, etc. And by the way, with the Queen's death, no offense to anyone here on YouTube, I love all of you, by the way. The other day, Tony was bitching. I love Tony, by the way. Tony, love you, man. My heartfelt sincere condolences again for you and your people, including your queen. What happened? The internet bandwidth of YouTube was bogged down so much that my movies was skipping the last couple days. So I wanted to share that with you. So I wanted to share that with you all. So just to share that with you, because, you are, um, You got to think outside the box. So, there you have it. So, basically, for you new preppers out there, if you're taking the notice, remember what I said. I will give you my email addresses before I go. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, you can leave me the comments. I'll do that now. But yeah, I mean, literally, if the railroad goes on strike, what I'm trying to say before I go, because I do have things to do, and until 2, and I'll get to that in a second, is you can contact me at San Juan Island Prepper at yahoo.com or San Juan Prepper at AOL.com. That's also where, if you want to send gift cards too, if you find this information useful, Amazon gift cards, much appreciative. If you do, no pressure. Now back to the truth. The truth is, if there's a delay and there's a food delay, and it can delay it. They could delay it. Okay, they could sit there and say we're not dealing with this and that. Congress will have to do an emergency session to get it secured. That means all members of Congress, and then it has to pass the Senate, right? So what happens? You guys see crap hit the fan, because meanwhile you got panic buying across the nation. Everyone's sucking up everything. And then when the food shortages are there, right? Food shortages, right? Then, this is in 5 days, by the way. 5 days. I'm monitoring this like a hawk for Zoe. Then, once the grocery stores are empty, the warehouses start emptying their wares, praying that the dang trains can continue. But what if the trains don't move and it goes into October and they can't make a deal? And then November. And then they have the election and it still goes over into December. By then, your food supplies are going to save you, because that's the first thing that's coming up that's going to be really bad: food shortages. Is it coming? Probably. Now, what if they can't make a deal between November and January because it's a lame duck Congress? That means until January 3rd, when they're all sworn in, January 4th would be the first day they can actually make a deal, unless they do an emergency thing in Congress, because once they're in a lame duck, they can't pass anything unless it's really urgent. And, people will want their food. So what happens? You're probably sitting there going, oh, wow, this is interesting news. Very knowledgeable. Well, think of it this way. The warehouses are empty and the manufacturers are backlogged of food. Let's just say they have hundreds of thousands of pounds of food sitting in cans inside the factory's own storage warehouse waiting for the shipments to be picked. They can either contact the freight companies and even contract out to Mayflower, Atlas, North American Van Lines, whatever, to move that food. But then they have to make sure the drivers are armed, because they're going to be driving a truck through areas with the hungry people just to get to the warehouses. So they're going to have to work with contractors like furniture movers and etc. to take the contracts to move the local goods. So if you have a truck, you might just be able to get a job temporarily just to move this stuff for the nation because of it. Now, if they don't do that and they decide to let it go to pots, right? And you have angry people hungry, the president can declare martial law, which means he can basically bring in the military, and the military will have to deal with the food shortage problem, which we don't want, because that would mean that the martial law means that maybe they want to go to every state that's problematic. No offense to my family's in Texas. And then they start beating down doors saying we have a warrant by president's orders to take your weapons, due to the fact that, weapons are being used hypothetically for you raiding people's houses for their food, at gunpoint for these unarmed people. So think of it that way. So I thought it might be a benefit to you to notify and notice that the American people are really suffering. So, that is where we will be if we don't get this thing under control for you preppers. So keep prepping. Buy your food, buy your water. Now, what's this mean for online? A lot of questions asked. Zoe probably asked the same question this morning. I'm going to answer it because I know Zoe, if she was here, she would ask, what happens online? Well, let me tell you what goes on in online, okay? Goes like this. There's two scenarios for online. One, the online people. Sorry, I'm just trying to save Zoe's message. The online people turns around right? Turns around, and you guys suffer more. And you can sit there and say, well, how are we going to suffer? We're people. Well, think of it this way. You start ordering online, right? Thinking your food's going to do it. The company charges your food stamps. Charges your food stamps, and you, how the hell? So now I've got ads for 50 items on Amazon because of my thing. See, this is what I was talking about. So for example, the American people sit there, right? And there's delays, and you sit there and you say, "Well, what's the delays?" And the delay is, what if Amazon has workers and they're working, right? And they're working and they're putting stuff in in the shopping, right? Eventually, people on Amazon are going to turn around everyone. And what do? They basically quit. No food for them to sustain themselves because people are buying the food on Amazon. So Amazon, Target, Walmart, these people, the Target stores will be empty. The warehouses of Target will be empty really quickly, which means warehouses go closed. Amazon, let's just say Amazon has warehouses everywhere. There's your two selections. If people are so hungry and they know where the Amazon warehouse or Target warehouse or Walmart is, they're going to raid them. They're not going to care that you, the people, ordered the food. They're going to go in with guns and they're going to blaze and take what they want because, the warehouses have food and they can't order it online, or they're going to start ordering in. And eventually, the people working the warehouses are going to run out of energy because they have no energy and sustenance because there's no food to go around in their community. So they might just start rallying together with 100, 200 armed people to go raid the warehouse, which means your orders, say you pay with food stamps and Amazon, there might not be any food. You might just sit there and Amazon gets paid, and then you're waiting. And then you're waiting. Let's just say you have plenty of supplies and you're waiting and waiting. Finally, you message Amazon or you read it. Warehouse, the such and such warehouse where people's orders were being processed was the warehouse was armed at gunpoint. The um, the management team, hypothetically, of Amazon was robbed at gunpoint, tied up, robbed at gunpoint, and then the supplies were stripped out of the warehouse so everyone can eat in their community. So you got warehouses all over the country that has food being stripped. The president's got to declare martial law to keep that in order. Meanwhile, then the president has to basically declare national emergency for the food things, and then the railroad workers go to work. But this is where it gets to the point where a week, no problem. 2 weeks, maybe not. But a month or more, or 2 months or more, yeah, you're going to see a lot of SHTF situation. This is going to be worse than seeing a hurricane. This is going to be worse than seeing and on top of that, let's just talk about the other problems we have with the train delays. Okay, the trains, the employees of the railroad going on strike. You can sit there and say, "Oh, well, it won't affect me." It will when most of your freaking stuff is either refined and shipped by train. So how's the cars going to run, right? People are going to be stuck at home because they don't have paraffin oil for their lamps. They don't have kerosene for their stoves and lamps and lanterns. They don't have propane for their propane lanterns. They don't have unleaded gas for their cars and generators. They don't have a diesel for their cars and generators. You see where I'm going with this? This basically sits there and watches not only the food shortage, but now you have a gasoline shortage. And people sit there, and the government thrives on, well, we need to basically make sure we have plenty of gas, right? But then you see the people that bring in the oil, right? The oil comes in by tankers, gets refined. The refineries can refine the oil, but how are you going to move the oil? Move the oil after it's refined to car oil to lubricate your engines and your fuel conditioners and your other stuff that needs propane, gasoline, etc. I mean, literally, what you're watching is a complete total breakdown of the system just by the railroad workers going on strike. but they could make a point, and that point is more money. Now, a lot of people would say, well, we're going to vote for the bastards out of office that are pushing for more money. That could happen. Or they could see the entire collapse. And if the president sees this collapse by, this is just hypothetical, just bear with me, that the entire food shortage and supply shortage, including fuel, runs out, guess what happens? He declares martial law. That means no elections, which means he could start basically ordering the execution of anyone who doesn't agree with him in the Congress or Senate if he wanted to. I mean, literally, we could have a dictator. The thing is it might not come to it, but you got to think of those things. I don't think he's watching this. She's going to be sitting there shitting herself going, I didn't think about those. No, you haven't. So think about it. And by the way, Zoe's watching. That one guy who kept trying to hoodwink me for nude pics, he never sent a gift card, so... See, I knew it wasn't going to happen. But anyways, jokingly decided we're having some fun last night. So, you want pics? Send me gift cards. It's going to be a big amount for me to basically strip. Didn't do it because I knew he wasn't going to give it. So, the fun's on him. But at least I had fun saying it just to be funny because, But anyways, for some of you out there this morning, like I said, I have to get going soon. But you guys see where the breakdown's coming if it comes in 5 days. So I'm going to be on daily in the morning. My morning edition will be in the morning. As of this morning, we're going to have, let me just say, a 2 p.m. event coming up for some of you looking forward to. The 2 p.m. event's going to be talking about ham radios, the British monarchy, prepping. I want to make sure I get my prepping in and talk to Mike about that, see his opinion. I mean, he might have a different theory on the railroads, but there is a delay. People will say, this is good that we're having a debate. I want to extend my hand. If Dan's watching this, Fumble Bum, more than welcome to discuss ham and anything else you want with Mike too. Zoe, you're more than welcome to join us, but again, Zoe's going to join the in the comments. She won't comment in general to the fact that it's Zoe. And then we have, she asked about the recession thing. So unless they say after third quarter we're in a recession, they're going to keep raising the interest rates and trying to cripple it. And raising the interest rates is less likely loans are going to be given, and loans are going to be given for farmers and everything else, which will cripple the economy, which means your prices of food is going to go up. So think of it that way. So with that said, everyone, I hope, you guys understand that we're going into a tough time in our country. We don't, and the world, we don't have a queen. I'm surprised Putin even congratulated King Charles III on his reign. I mean, literally, the guy basically, but then again, some people say, oh, Putin's not a bad guy. Well, we'll see. I'm extending my judgment to whatever, but I got business to do in my game. 2 o'clock comes really soon. So we got 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. So 6 hours. And then I will be back. Now, if there is a news something or something big happens between now and 2 o'clock, I will do an update. But otherwise, we have a 2 p.m. announcement today with Mike at 2 p.m. So, and with my moderating team not here this morning, I wanted to get this video out of the way because I frankly wanted to share with you what I know about prepping and to let you all know that prepping is an essential because we're coming down to the wire. And, you guys need to prep as much as possible. And, Fanny's been prepping every day, canning stuff. I'm surprised you found canning jars, jokingly, if you're watching this, Fanny. Jokingly, of course. But anyways, a lot of people are saying, what's going on with other things. We'll find out soon enough, peeps, okay? Thing is, for you preppers out there, great, I got to evict 2 dead flies in my coffee. Yeah, I told Chloe the other day, 3 dead flies in my coffee. No, 4. Yeah, there we go. So basically, I told Zoe last night, I got a last bit of info for you guys for the final part of this video for prepping. So last night, I got done. Zoe left. She had to leave for some party or something she was going to. And Higgins left because he was angry. Again, I apologize, Higgins. It was just a little fun. You keep poking the bear. Everyone knows Native American, I got the bear in me. So the bear is one of those that swats back and, having a couple drinks last night. We are just having a little fun, karaoke and stuff, So last night, Chloe, of course, I'll tell you the story real quick. My roommate, she called me from the restaurant, and the restaurant gives this basket, right? This basket's like this big, and half of it is filled, and it's not that deep with French fries, and the other half is chicken. So someone ordered the clam strips, and Chloe went outside and asked, well, "What's the size of it?" And they show it, not many clam strips. She's like, "Crap." So she says they really don't give you enough clam strips for your money. Well, we know this. It's a tourist trap. And so Chloe came up with this theory that the grocery stores won't carry frozen clam strips because, the stores sell them. Clam strips is one of those items that's hit or miss, which reminds me while I'm talking to you guys. I just want to know if the Friday Harbor Crab Shack sells the clam strips, So basically, because, Chloe last night, she was sitting there, right? And apparently she gets mad, right? Here's the crab shack. We're open all day except Wednesdays and 30s, 11:30. Yeah. Want to see your menu. So basically, I know they sell crab, but what about today's specials? Wild prawns, fresh fillet, Alaskan halibut, salmon fillet. See, this is the thing: grilled Alaskan, grilled steamed and raw seafood, grilled and shell, salmon, crab, oysters. They charge 5 fresh oysters. But damn, that's expensive. See, this is why I don't need it. What's this? Alaskan wild halibut, grilled. I don't want grilled. Deep fried. Here we go. So I had a cod. I had a Alaskan cod. Right. They were so tiny. They looked like chicken nuggets. I mean, they weren't even worth it. So they have calamari, plain grilled hamburgers and sandwiches. At least they do that. Quarter-pound burger, quarter-pound cheeseburger, bacon cheeseburger. Okay. Probably sucks anyway. Soup, salads, and appetizers. I'm looking for this. Jalapeno burger. See, that's the thing. You got to look at it, and then you got seafood tacos, hot dogs. They sell hot dogs, all beef, franks, Polish, probably. Looks like because they have Polish here, it's probably soft stuff from Costco is what they're selling. Costco made, So, anyways, there we go. So they don't. There's only 2 restaurants that serve the whatchamacallit, the clam strips, or and so Chloe's like, So last night I said, I'll just come home with a bottle and I'll just have it. I'll just get drunk, pass out, But the thing is, when I got done with YouTube last night, she came in, I was already off. She says, "Oh, you're on your YouTube channel." No, I'm not. So she started in. She's like, "I'm gonna go and find someone to shack up with, even if I have to sleep with them or shack up with a woman or whatever." And so I was like, you know what? That's not right. You pay your rent here and you want to leave because I've had 2 drinks. I had 1 drink with her. Finally got her calmed down. I said, "Look, then she says, "Why won't you eat?" Well, the dishes aren't done. Well, why won't you eat? Well, pricing. I mean, literally, I'm still waiting for my food supplies to come in, but at the same time, the price of food is getting absolutely expensive. I mean, look, one of the prepping tools I want to share with you before I go is this. Prep like your life depends on it. And make sure to cut your corners. Don't eat out unless you have to. I had pancakes because they were like $10 for pancakes, but they gave you big enough servings. French toast came with it. Everyone's good too. But the truth of the matter is you need to cut corners. I mean, literally, even Tone said last night, "Why invest $40 in a pizza?" Chloe said that to me when she finally calmed down. I said, "You want to go get me a pizza?" She said, "Hell no, it's $40. I said, "There you go." I said, "You want me to go to the brewery and get me 2 pizzas?" She said, "Oh no, it's $40. I said, "There you go. Amen." I said, "Want to go out and get me 2 French dips?" She says, "Hell no, between $30 and $40. You see? Why I basically realized, so she picked up this box of shrimp, right? It was like $10. So I said, "How many shrimp do you get for that tempura?" Right? Here's the box. Right, I'll show you this. This is one thing I was kind of skeptical, right? Box of shrimp. Tempura shrimp, oven crispy. Sweet and spicy orange sauce, right? Says here, 2 shrimp, there's about 4. So you get So she got 8 shrimp in this box. 8 shrimp. Right, 8. They're big shrimp, but 8 shrimp for the price? I mean, I'm sorry, but if you're paying $8 for shrimp, there's a problem for a box that size. They say, oh, well, it's seafood. It's rich man's food. Yeah, but it should be lower because it's already flash frozen. Well, it's already defrosted, breaded, throw it into a cook, and then they flash freeze it, and then you bake it for 30 minutes. How the hell is that considered $8 worth? Well, I guess some it is, but me. And then she says, oh, do you want some fish and chips? Well, I don't like frozen fish because it doesn't taste right. Every time I eat the fish, it tastes really bad. You have to dip it. So she paid $10 for this. $10. So she paid like $20 for a seafood platter last night. What did I pay? $0. What did I eat for dinner? Nada. I went to bed after having my 3rd drink because I was tired. And I figured if I get into 8 hours of sleep, I might basically blow this virus that I have that's been kicking my ass. And so I went to sleep. Chloe, of course, was angry because she thought it was going to be, we talked about what various boozes I avoid like a plague. Then finally, she went to bed. But the point is, she doesn't realize that I have my own thoughts on everything else. So, with that said, everyone, there you have my thoughts, my opinions. Just keep prepping because we don't know what the railroad strike's going to do. I will be back at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time with Reverend Mike. So we can talk about prepping, ham radios, communications, the Queen of England, and more. So stay tuned. So if you want to send gift cards, send me an email. Just let me know what's going on in your neck of the woods so I can give you a shout out on YouTube. Feel free to email me at sanjuanislandprepper@yahoo.com or sanjuanislandprepper@aol.com. I will get to your message. Since, we don't have many people commenting this morning, I actually feel it's a blessing due to the fact that, I've explained everything. So, Chloe, like I said, she realizes, pricing is going through the roof. And that's why you got to order your stuff if you can on Amazon besides eating out. I mean, where I live, the groceries are expensive. I mean, literally, you just heard it from me. $10 for a bag of fish, $8 for a box of shrimp. What did I buy? Last 3 days. I mean, the day before last, this was Thursday night. Zoe wanted me to have dinner, so she tried to order it. Her card wasn't delivered, and apparently the delivery company didn't literally deliver the food because they never charged her card. So whatever they did, So to me, you got to ask yourself, what is your plans for the future? Your plans for the future is, prep, because you don't know what's going to happen in the future. So anyways, Zoe sent me something last night, but that was about it. Otherwise, she hasn't sent me anything. So anyways, stand around till 2 p.m. Like Zoe asked, are we in a recession? I would think so, with the price of food going up. I mean, some foods are staying the same right now. They're trying to make it so they're showing it's not going up. But, with what I'm running, food's gone up. Food's gone up. Your toiletry's gone up. Your shampoo, conditioner, body wash, bar soap, dish soap, laundry soap, laundry pods, fabric softener, your food, your water gone up. Your non-essential stuff's gone down. So just think about it from that point of view. You got to ask yourself right now, what is important? Now, you guys ask me all the time about video games, right? Some people message me and say, well, what are you playing that's making you play so long? Animal Crossing. See, when I play games, I read about video games. I utilize YouTube. That's one of the preppers tools that I use. So you buy a book and you want to basically know what long games you're going to play, buy a book. This encyclopedia I'm still reading, by the way. See how far I've gotten so far? So I'm reading this book. Then I utilize YouTube and free videos that the content creators provide. Like I provide content for you. You guys watch my videos live or offline, whatever, about prepping or stimulus checks or whatever in the past that I provide the content for you. And I'm telling you now that utilize YouTube as much as possible. You guys can say, well, how come? Simple. Because if you need to cut corners because your financial grocery bill is going to go through the roof, then eventually you're going to see not just the delay of the railroad strike, but you're going to see the warehouses empty, the stores going closed, everything going down the toilet. But that's not the worst of it. The other problems you're going to have is you're not going to be able to buy anything. So think of it this way. So if you're spending your time playing games while guarding your food, while getting through this dark hour that we're at, then the video games are good. But if you just have the internet and you're using the internet and you sit there and you say, well, what's the point of the internet? Well, there's going to be a lot of people out there making videos about how bad the darkest hour is, whether it be in the United States or around the world, for whatever being World War III, Civil War, food shortages. Right now we shouldn't be focusing on the electric grid. Now we could, but that's a secondary thought. The food shortages could happen. And if it does, I want you guys to be prepared and utilize YouTube. Now think of you guys paying for streaming services. Another quick prepper tip before I leave. You pay for your streaming services, right? What happens when you can't buy food and you're paying for streaming services? The streaming services, the people that are running the streaming services might just give up maintaining the service because they can't eat. So they might let the servers break and then you can't stream. So think of it that way. Utilize YouTube as much as possible because you can't always cut off your HBO, Showtime, Stars, all those streaming services. Let's just say, oh, I cut $200 in streaming services, Rita. I got $200 more, but I can't buy anything. That's the problem. But then what happens when Amazon keeps collecting money for your $650 off your card, even though you terminated service because you're not getting your food delivered because their warehouses have been raided at gunpoint and there's anarchy and chaos. So you lose money, Amazon's getting richer, and then they can sit there and say, nope. So what you do is if you know there's going to be a termination of rail service, you order your food, make sure it gets delivered to you, then you terminate your service temporarily while you wait for Congress to act. And then you basically save all your money. And that means you cut everyone in the United States cuts their streaming services down to zero and then utilize YouTube. That will cut the bandwidth really much on YouTube and Google. Now, that will cut it down where the internet will be running faster because we're not streaming all these movie services. And now it might cripple, the streaming services because the streaming services are going to basically be crippled too eventually when they can't eat. So think of it. If this is a pandemic, a global pandemic where there's a railroad strike, hypothetically, we still got 5 days to see. And it does happen. What happens with your streaming services when they're all hungry and they're not working? Then that means service break. That means people are going to cancel their services because they can't afford it because they got to look for other channels to buy food. Meanwhile, the rest of the world might be like, oh, we're doing great because they're not having a delay in shipping. But if we're relying on foreign-made products to bring it in the country while there's a strike, we still got to figure out how much money we're going to be paying to make new truck chassis and truck fronts and air cooling devices to keep the food moving. Because if we have to rely on Europe's food or Asia's food, then we're really suffering big time, which means then we got to wait for the shipping companies to come in. And, that could take a while, 6, 7, 15, 20, 21 days to go from, say, China to here or England to New York. I mean, think of it. A cruise liner can go 6 days from London to New York. So if a freighter several freighters leave London or leave the European hubs, they would be hitting along the East Coast. And then the Asian hubs would be going to the West Coast, meaning we're still literally screwed. Now, then you'd have to have people basically realize that while they're waiting, they'd be manufacturing and hoping the government can come up with a plan to make more truck chassis. So, say Texas, the South, things like Florida, Louisiana, Arkansas, Texas, those coastal areas, the Gulf of Mexico area, etc., will have enough truck chassis to move this stuff. So, say we bring stuff up for South America, Africa, we have to have the trucks to pull it. So then if we can do that, we'd be paying more anyways because we're importing our stuff because we're crippled, because the railroad workers, they're working around the clock to get us our stuff and we're taking advantage of it. So they want to get paid more. And they should. I mean, some of these workers 12, 18-hour days, and then they got to go home, sleep for 4 to 6, get up again, and then they're running on the rails again. I mean, Higgins is completely right. Bless his heart. He's right. If the stores get stripped the first time and then the warehouses ship out everything for replacements, then the second set of replacements are then the once the warehouse is empty, you're not going to see anything. So you got to take into account that everything is a grinding halt. Cars not moving, car parts not moving. People are waiting for their repairs for their cars, not moving. People moving their foods not moving. Where factories are backed up on product because the trains can't move. So then they got to look at alternatives. Do we use local trucks to get to one hub to the next hub to the next hub and hope like hell it works? Possible. But what happens when everyone panic buys at the grocery store seeing that the trains, there's a strike of trains? Then what happens when people panic buy the foods? And then while they're panic buying their groceries, give me 1 second, I got to use the restroom. Then what happens after that? Then you guys panic buy propane, gasoline, acetylene, paraffin, lamp oil, diesel. Yachts need diesel and gasoline. Trucks need gasoline and diesel. Trucks need gasoline and diesel. Yachts need diesel and gasoline. Everything around you needs it. And then what if our refineries refine our oil that we bring in from other countries and it's got to be turned into gasoline, but we can't move it because the trains run on diesels? Not to mention, while there's a strike, they got to refine enough oil to make bunker oil for the cargo ships leaving port after they drop off their supplies from other countries to keep us fed, because the train things, I mean, this is going to be a big, complicated issue. So I can go on and on, but you see the entire breakdown of society just by the rail workers. The oil would be running out, gas would run out. Oh, right. And just so we can finish this up, let me just finish the last part of this, okay? If the society breaks down, how many bears? Society breaks down, right? Then what happens? So, food shortages, trains can't deliver the food, not enough truck chassis. People start going hungry. They won't work. They won't work. They won't work because everyone else is ordering food. Warehouses will run out. Then what? Like I said, gasoline doesn't get made. Diesel doesn't get made because that's not, and that is just part of the crux of the problem. The big problem, the coup de grace, no one's working because they're hungry. What happens when the workers can't get food? and they're not manning the warehouses, and they're not manning the grocery stores, and they're not manning the restaurants, and they're not manning the hotels, and they're not manning the salons, the entire economy collapses. Could happen. But that's not the worst of it. You see, companies know that people won't work without food in their belly. They'll get enough sleep, but they won't have any food, so keep prepping now. Because another problem happens. You see, if they go on strike, and this goes past election time, hypothetically, and you see the breakdown, there's another breakdown you won't see coming. People work for money. They work to put a roof over their head. They work for toiletries, food, everything they need to provide for their family and themselves. But if everything's stripped clean and the trains aren't running, they're not working. No one's working. That means a breakdown of the secondary systems. Supply chains go down, secondary systems next. And you go, oh, well, what's that? Breakdown of sewage. So the treatment plants ain't running. They can't treat the sewage. You'll see a lot of diseases. If the secondary system's broken, the garbage, again, let's just say you got a garbage company. They're not picking up. Garbage brings vermin, rats, mice, birds. Next breakdown, water. What do you think I keep telling you? Stockpile water if you have to get things. Now, say you're on a well. You're fine for the time being. But say you're on city water. City ain't running the pumps. Then what? Diseases. You got vermin. You got people dying of stink. People getting diseases. You got to declare martial law. And the kicker of them all, without workers to feed and keep fed, hospitals won't run, which means you're your own doctor. Electricity. You say, oh, well, the electric will go. Well, let's put it this way. Electric company will expect you to pay them every month, even if there's no workers manning the electric companies or the power plants. But what if these people don't got food? What happens then? Think about it. No electricity, no water, no sewage, no garbage. Total chaos. Total anarchy. And finally, out of it all, no worky. No one's going to bury your dead, cremate them. Nothing. Yeah. System breaks down. The U.S. collapse right there in a handbasket. All because of the train delays. Well, you know how it is. They don't think about this stuff. Nope. They think about other things. I'm just breaking it down for you. What could happen. I don't really think about it. Pray on it. I mean, literally, can't go to work, can't drive your car, can't buy your food, can't bury your dead, no baths, no electricity, no water, no banks. Did I mention? Well, aren't any of these civil services? That breaks it down too, but not limited to a banking crash. Yeah. So all of this for what? Then we'll get paid more. Pay them more, get it over with. If you don't, then for all you watching this, That's a parlor game, politics. I wouldn't want to be you when you go hungry. So, for some of you out there, all of you out there, love each and every one of you, even if I don't know you. Keep on prepping. It ain't going to get any better. It's going to get worse. So, this one, two fused together. See? Conjoined twin gummy bears. Still tasty. So, thinking about that, let you chew on that for a while. I will be back, like I said, at 2 p.m. I want you guys to think. I want you to smell, feel, and see what I'm saying. Because think of it, this would be the total breakdown of society if they let it go. Which could be what they want. Literally. I mean, we're already having a food shortages and cow shortages and everything else, the meat shortage. In 2023, if we do get through this, we're going to have a meat shortage. So, well, then what? Keep prepping. And before I go, what is a meat shortage? We're in a mega drought. We don't have enough grains and stuff. We can feed the cows, so the farmers are slaughtering them early. On top of that, 2023, your hamburger might be $50 to $100 a pound. No one will be traveling to tourist towns. Restaurants will be bankrupt. So anyway, look at it. It's again breaking down the society. Another thing is cotton. This year's cotton yields is so dang short, you're going to see clothing go up like crazy. So prepare for that. So if you don't need new underwear and socks yet, do your best to make them last. There you have it. I'll be back at 2 p.m., people. In the meantime, I hope this prepping session prepped you well. Short and sweet, not 8 hours. That gave you the bigs and the crux of the problem. This will tell you exactly what's going on. You got your pricing in the beginning. We talked a little bit about the breakdown currently, what could happen to society. I want you all to think about it. Post comments. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I a douchebag? Feel free to comment. Feel free to throw an email in there, too, if you want to email me directly. In the meantime, thanks for watching, everyone. And please add and subscribe. Please post comments. Please leave feedback, suggestions. Hit the like, subscribe button. So some fun for your family, including your dogs, cats, and bunnies, your service dogs, your service bunnies. Hit the bell notification for new content every day. That will also alert you to the 2 p.m. Video I'm uploading today live on StreamYards. Please also give a thumbs up to this button. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't. And leave the comments nice if you don't want to email me. All right. Thanks, everyone. And God bless you and everything you do. See you at 2 p.m.